Welcome to Better Business Results. My name's John Whitt, and I'm your host. Today our guest is Tom Gertsen. Tom is the CEO of Reflections Video Productions. Tom, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, John. Appreciate being here.
You were telling me a fun story about CEO.
Yeah, I call myself the Chief Everything Officer.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are like that, especially when we're running small businesses. That's just, we don't have a choice. So let's start off by telling a little bit or sharing a little bit about what it is that you do, and even more importantly, why is it that you do what you do?
I do video productions for companies for their advertising needs, and I do it because I love it. I have a passion for it more than anything else. Plus, I like to make some money doing it, and I get great satisfaction out of helping other companies with their success.
Okay, and why is it that this is passionate for you? What is it that really floats it?
It's an emotional impact. If I can have an emotional impact on people, I love doing that. Whether it's like for a charity, for fundraising, or maybe a product or a service, making an emotional impact on somebody where they differentiate themselves from somebody else, and making that emotional,
making that connection, making something happen there. And creating that, and clearly you're a big fan of the whole creative component.
I do. I study commercials and TVs. A friend of mine, he hates commercials, and I study commercials. And I watch the new techniques that are coming out. Of course, I love movies, and I've learned a long time ago how music undertone can really affect the emotions of people. You can make the same video, have different music, and actually have different emotions in the same shot.
Yeah, the emotional connection with video, because you have audio and you have visual, is just so much more strong than any one of the others, and making sure that they're connected appropriately. We'll talk some more about that in a little bit. So who is it that, who most benefits from your services?
People that want to differentiate themselves, their companies. For example, a real estate person. Real estate people, anybody can sell a house. They all sell the same product. What you're really buying, or the customer, the client is really buying, is their personality.
So competitive, because there's a lot of real estate industries. So competitive industries, people in competitive industries that need differentiation.
Financial
really
industry is another one.
Okay, insurance.
Real estate. Something you're selling the same product that everybody else is out there. Okay. You are really selling yourself.
Okay. What else? Is there anything else? What about people that have really complex products, or
being able to show the product and show it in a detailed way without saying too much, maybe leading to curiosity to find out more. I really like doing that. In a storytelling type atmosphere, I like to call my video storytelling. I'm actually telling a story and bringing the viewer into the product or service, maybe even starting a different direction than you never expected, maybe, and then actually showing the product at the very end. It's a great emotional technique, and it actually keeps people's interest for a lot longer, too.
Yeah, one of the things I like about video is that it allows you to tell your story without having to be there. Right. So you can tell your story to millions, literally millions, on the internet, digital marketing copy, without you having to do it.
That's right.
So you have this opportunity to expand your reach significantly.
Sure. It saves a lot of time.
Right.
Saying the same thing over and over and over again.
If they already know what to do with the video, and they've got a system and a model and a process that your video just kind of plug and plays, that's very effective.
Very effective.
They'll benefit a lot faster than somebody has to set up a system.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And doing a series. The series is really valuable. Sometimes the people look forward to the next one.
Yeah, well, that's a campaign, right? Yeah. That's continuous touches and reaches and all kinds of things. Okay, well, great. Mostly, it's we talked about time, right, and the ability for this to be able to tell your story without being there. Right. Because there's only so many hours in a day.
Right. It's hard to effectively tell your story without the visuals, too. The visuals add a lot to it. So if you're telling somebody a story, you can say, go to my website, and you can actually see our product, how it works, what it looks like. It's far more effective than just telling somebody.
Yeah, so it's more advanced than I can even do in a one-on-one conversation.
Absolutely.
Right? Or even if I get in front of a group of people, right? There's what my words do and what I look like, but when we augment that with pictures and music, it's much bigger.
Right.
So we're able to tell that story, and with video, then we're able to tell that story remotely. So, and then we have this thing called the internet. We can, a million people can watch it at any one particular point in time, and you don't have to do it.
Right.
So people that are strapped for time, this is really valuable in generating opportunities for their business.
Absolutely.
It really dials in what you mentioned, something was about connecting emotionally to the viewer.
It's the creative process and what I call the artistic end of it. That's where I I think I do a really good job at it. I love doing that.
Well, you do a good job. I've seen your stuff, and
that.
we've done some things, and that is a true statement. You are, one of the best I've ever had the opportunity to spend some time with. Your creativity is awesome. So let's talk about your biggest success stories.
A birthday party. We evoked a lot of emotion. We had about 50 people at a birthday party for a 70-year-old grandmother, and we just showed a history all the way through when she was a baby, all the way through when to her present time. And it gave me great pleasure to actually be there. They invited me to the party, and I got to see people laugh, cry, and just go through the whole gamut. And just, oh wow, I didn't know we had that photograph. And look what she looked like. It was way too much fun. I've done 2 other ones after that too. And I always ask if I could actually come. Usually they invite me to come along because they really enjoy. They've seen it before they actually show it to the group. And nothing pleases me more than to see something like that and all the emotions I can put.
Such a
people through.
powerful emotional
It's
response.
like a movie maker,
Yeah. Well, and and again, that emotion, connecting at that particular level, and for them, that's what they really wanted. It wasn't about business or making money. It wasn't even a commercial marketing opportunity. But so let's talk about commercial marketing.
I have a client, a construction guy. Again, we're looking at the construction industry where everybody can build something. Again, it's your personality or your talents. So what we did is we took him to the beach and we put his kid in the photograph, his daughter, and his 2 dogs, have him walking down the beach. And then he introduced his dogs and his child. Mm-hmm. And the really cool thing is that his business, he said that by watching the video, he knows, people watching the video, he knows who watched the video because they'll say, what a cute daughter you have. Or,
right, so he's getting the results. He knows how many people are watching it.
He's able to track it. And he says, from that, hearing that, his business has picked up 30 to 40%.
30 to 40%.
Just in that video, he knows when somebody watches that video because they usually make a comment on it. What a great video! What beach was that at? All kinds of little questions that are tags or clues to that they watch that video.
Yeah, so video is so powerful. I mean, I'm just amazed at and I think it's certainly transitioning. They've made it a lot easier for everybody to do video, and literally the equipment cost is coming down dramatically. So it becomes more of the talent and the knowledge and the skills of the person with the camera in their hands and what they're going to do while they're filming and what they're going to do after they're filming, and maybe even the pre-production work about figuring out what this story really is. That's where the artistry or the skill comes into play.
Storytelling, camera angles, then the magic happens in the editing, putting it all together where it flows.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
In this next segment of the show, we want you to share with the audience, right? What are your top 3 tips for a business owner, right, when it comes to video, right? Things that they can do to help make things right.
Showing, you really need video today. It's like websites were 10 years ago. We don't have a website. I mean, you're really not in business. Today, if you don't have a video, you're not in business. There's so many ways to be found on YouTube. You hear about singing people being found on video. All of a sudden, they have a record contract from YouTube. Mm-hmm. Things are changing today in the world and how video is being used and how people are being found on video. Whether intentionally looking for it through a search or just tripping on somebody. By you find a product, it's like, well, I didn't know that even existed. You don't think you need it until you see it, and all of a sudden you have to have it.
And if you don't have a video, that's not possible.
It's not possible at all.
Yeah, so
nobody reads a website.
10 years ago, if you didn't have a website, you'd probably get away with it. But today, if you didn't have a website, people would say, like, do you know what you're doing?
You're not really a business.
Right? And we're at that point now where it's getting to video. Like, if you don't have video, do you know what you're doing? Right? Are you good at what you do? Because there's some credibility issues that can show up. So everybody needs a video.
That's right.
Okay. What else?
Being able to show your product, I guess, and bring out the emotion in your product, your services, making that personal connection. And probably most importantly is differentiating yourself. I use that example for a real estate person. A lot of real estate people sell a house. Selling a house is not really the thing. The business is all about selling you. You're selling your personality and how you differentiate and how you connect with people.
So you have to match the video quality, the video production with the product and service.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're just doing a little how to fix a car or change the oil in your car, it's really not that big a deal. Right? But if you're trying to, create a vision and an image and an emotional component for yourself, so you're going to need a different kind of video, and that's when you need the, because again, I can take a video with a smartphone, right? That doesn't mean it's a good video. But by the time you add in the music and the graphics and the scripting and the storyboard and all of that kind of stuff, that's what a pro does. Being able to tell your story.
Which I love to do. That's what I like to call my video storytelling if I'm allowed to do that. The client I love is the person that comes in and says, I saw your work, I love your work, just do your thing. Tell my story. And that's what I like doing too.
But for every client that's out there, right, they could actually be working on their story right now.
Oh yeah.
So that when they come to see you, and that story works everywhere, right? It works in one-on-one conversations, it works in video, it works in printed media, it works everywhere. So having them effectively being able to tell their story, that's something I work on all day, every day.
Everybody's got a story too.
Yeah, everybody has a story.
What
is that story?
Right.
And that story is what creates differentiation, right? So have a video. Make sure that it matches the professional quality that you need and satisfies the desire that you do, and understanding the difference between professional and somebody just doing a smartphone video. And the third one is making sure that you have your story.
Right.
So that's some pretty good tips.
Very cool.
Appreciate it. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Join us again next week for another episode of Better Business Results.